ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your show this afternoon. Today is Thursday, the 5th of March, 2020. And welcome to the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm glad to have you guys here. Now listen, let's get talking about something that's extremely important to know. There's guys on YouTube and guys out there in the media right now, guys that people listen to and stuff, podcasts and different shows and stuff, and they're saying that this virus is, some of them are saying it's an outright hoax. Some of them are saying it's some sort of psyop or something, and they just can't get their head around it. They can't believe it's true, and a lot of their audience, upon listening to what they have to say, will let their guard down. And this is a very bad thing to do, and I'll tell you in what way they might let their guard down. Social distancing is very important right now. And what social distancing actually means is trying to not catch this virus. Your efforts out there that you're making to social distance yourself. You might listen to one of these guys who's saying it's all just a hoax. Oh, it's just a hoax. Don't worry about it. And you'll say to yourself, well, you know, maybe he's right. Maybe it's just a hoax. I think I'll go to that, I'll take that trip across the country I was planning on taking, where I'm going to take a bus ride to Vancouver or whatever, you know, wherever you're going to go, or maybe Seattle or whatever. I think I'll take that trip now because he says it's just a hoax and I believe him. You know? All the things that you guys have started to do to try to avoid catching this virus, I'm going to tell you guys that this virus is not a hoax. This virus is real. Thousands of people have died from it already. It's spreading in almost every country on earth. It's extremely contagious. And you need to not listen to these guys who are giving you bogus information. You need to keep up with your plans to try to social distance yourself. And, you know, if you've been wearing a mask, don't let anybody laugh at you or whatever or ridicule you. Do what you have to do to protect yourself and your family. If you're being careful how you handle your groceries, continue on learning how to be careful. You know, if you've got methods that you're doing now, if you're doing hand sanitization, whenever you come back from going to the store or whatever you have to do, continue doing these things. Do not let up your guard at this point in time, because some moron came on YouTube and told you it's all just a hoax. This is not a hoax. This is something that has potentially very dangerous, and you do not want to catch this. It can cause lung lesions. These are like sores inside your lungs. Can you imagine how painful it must be to breathe when you have this? You do not want to catch this virus. And if it means washing your hands and singing the national anthem, or maybe happy birthday song all the way through to know you washed your hands long enough, get it all in between the fingers, get underneath your fingernails. Keep practicing these things. Don't give up. Because just that one hand wash might have protected you from catching this virus. Just that one hand wash that you wouldn't have done if you listened to it, some moron on there who's telling you it's all just a hoax. It's not time to let up your guard. Now is time more than ever to analyze your methods of social distancing. If you hear somebody coughing out in a public place, keep your distance. In fact, turn on your heel and walk the other way. Get right the heck out of there. If you hear somebody coughing, especially if they're not covering their mouth, you know, you need to start being aware of your surroundings. Try not to go to any places where there's gatherings of people. Try to avoid those. Stay home as much as possible. And even in your workplace, say you're a taxi cab driver, okay? Say you're an Uber driver, okay? You're going to get a lot of exposure as being an Uber driver, but there's things that you can do. Like you could go and you could put up some sort of little screen between just in behind your driver's seat, for yourself out of some sort of clear plastic between you and the back seat, and have them get in the back seat and be careful, when they hand you money, wear a rubber glove, stuff like that, little things like that. And then have some hand sanitizer in your Uber car, if you're an Uber driver, stuff like that, all the way through. I mean, you can actually, it doesn't matter what type of job you have, you can limit your exposure, doing things like wearing a face mask. These little things might seem silly right now, but if you do come across the virus, they're not going to seem silly to you after you've been exposed, and if you've been taking these measures, you might not come down with it. It's as simple as that. And the more we can slow this virus down or stop it, with the general public learning how to limit their exposure, the better off we're actually going to be as a nation, as a people. The more we can limit it, rather than just letting it spread willy-nilly every which way, and listening to these people who say it's just a hoax. These people are living in some sort of a candy land or something, because it's not getting through to them. They have normalcy bias, and they're preaching it to you guys that this is just something that's not real, when it actually is real and it's a threat to your very life. And so you have to start planning ahead, not just on social distancing, which you should keep up your efforts with social distancing. Add to them. Think of ways you can improve your social distancing. But you should also be, right now, thinking about things like, do I have some bottled water put away in my home? Do I have a way of what am I going to do if the grocery store's closed? Maybe I should have a little bit extra food put away. Maybe I should have something to, not just bland, ordinary food, but maybe if this thing hits really hard and everything shuts down, maybe I should have a little of the things I like to treat myself with. Do I have any treats put away? Do I have any potato chips or candies put away for myself, Not just the toilet paper. Because I'm going to tell you what, I mean, make sure you have enough toilet paper. I mean, what are you going to do, if you don't have any toilet paper left over, I mean, but that would probably be the least of your problems, because there's ways around that, I mean, you can even crinkle up paper and make some sort of toilet paper for yourself, because that's what we used to do in the old days. I remember times back when I was a kid, my grandmother taught me how to make toilet paper out of regular paper. Because they grew up in the Great Depression era. My grandmother went through the Great Depression. She knows how bad it was. We got times like that coming up again. And they learned how to make toilet paper. She showed me when I was just a little kid. I was like 5 years old. She said, okay. She said, this is how you make toilet paper. And she grabbed a piece of regular paper that, you couldn't wipe with, a regular piece of paper. She crinkled it up and uncrinkled it. Crinkled it up and uncrinkled it. Crinkled it up. She said, now you do it. Crinkle it up and uncrinkle it. Keep doing it, she said. Keep doing it. And I kept doing it. She says, do it for about 2 more minutes. I kept doing it. She says, now let me look at it. She says, yeah, see? It's just like toilet paper now. It's all soft and you can use that, she said. And she was right. You can, Of course, you want to be careful what kind of paper you use. You don't want paper that's got too much ink in it. Or that could cause a situation as well, Anyway, so listen, guys, we got this enormous problem coming with this virus. It's real. It's real. It can make you very, very ill. You know, and even if you get what they call, you've heard them out there saying they're mild case. You ever heard them saying that? He's got a mild case of it. Well, let me tell you what a mild case of this thing is like. A mild case of this thing is like you're going to have a fever for almost a week. And every bone in your body's going to ache. Your muscles are all going to ache. And I mean, that's a mild case. Is going to be probably like the worst flu you've ever had in your life. You do not want this thing. Trust me on this. Keep up your social distancing. Learn how to do it even better. Learn how to spot people in a crowd who might be sick, and don't go to crowds in the first place, Don't go to crowded places. Try to go, if you got to get something, try to think, well, where can I go that I'm not going to run into a crowd to get what I need, If you need, say you need your toilet paper. Try to go to a store where it's, or time of day when the store is going to be half empty, and then scout around you when you go in. Look, keep your eyes open for anybody out there who's coughing or anything like that. Limit your exposure as much as you possibly can, because this thing is real, guys. And that's what I'm doing this show for right now, is to try to counter the damage that these morons on places, some of them are right on YouTube here. These morons are doing by telling you guys that this is just some sort of a psyop or something like that. That it's all a bunch of baloney. Don't listen to them. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.